Hello knitters! Today we are at the Kinsale Trestle. I think it's officially Shawnigan Lake, but just our neighboring community to Cobble Hill. There's the Coquesila River. And there's the trestle. We'll get some more shots of it too. And this is the Kinsale Trestle from the bottom. So pretty here, and it's a nice typical coastal foggy day. Okay, this tutorial I'll show you how to do the magic loop method. So it's for knitting in the round using a circular needle rather than the DPNs, the double pointed needles. Sometimes it's easier to use this. You're not going to drop your needles and lose them in the couch. They're all stuck together. To show how to do the magic loop method. So don't mind all the ravens, they're really excited about something. I've started with just 20 stitches on here so that I can do a round quite quickly. So we have needle with a cable. They recommend about 30 to 32 inches long to do magic loop, depending on how big your project is. So I have 20 stitches. I'm going to count 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and take from the middle there, pull it through. So I have 10 on each. Okay, and there's my tail. Sorry, there's my tail, and this is the working yarn on the back needle. So what I do, I'll put it close to the end of the needle, and I will pull the back needle through. I have to make sure that nothing's twisted. See how it's all the same, nothing's twisted. And I pinch it so it stays in its place, and I pull the back needle through, and then I go in through the first stitch on the right needle to knit it. And I take my working yarn, and I want to make sure that I'm not going over because I'll end up with an extra loop. I go just from, so it's going straight onto the needle and knit it through. So now I knit all the way across, so I just have 10 stitches on here to make it fast. Hopefully. The ravens have something to say about that. And when you get to the end, I'll show you, you don't want to pull too tight, but you also don't want to leave it too loose, or you'll end up with laddering along the edge of your work. Okay, so I've got down to the end here. So now what I do is I turn the work, so the needle that I just finished is now the back needle. Everything is lined up with the stitches on the top. This is coming out of the front now, or the top. Push this needle through. Hang on, see, it's hung up here because it's a little bit tight. That's what happens when it's too tight. Here's an example of what not to do. Okay, so here's my working yarn. Pull the back needle through, go in through that first stitch. And now this is where, see, if I pull this too tight, then this stitch will be too tight and you'll end up grabbing on the end of your cable. So you don't want to leave it loose. You'll get the hang of it. It takes some practice. And knit to the end. It's rainy today, so my little napkin that I work on got all wet. And one more. Okay, now this part here, this is from where it was cast on, so you can tighten that up a little bit. Okay, so turn my work. So what I just did is now the back needle. Push this one through all these stitches. Okay, and now this, which is now the back that was the front. Pull it through, and I'll do one more time. I think I'm getting a mosquito bite. There you go. Wow, they must have a nest up there. When people walk by, they get really excited. Okay, you can see what's happening. It's knitting in the round. the magic loop method. It's a little bit fiddly, but once it gets, your tension gets right as you go further along. Okay, thanks for watching.